You know, it doesn't have much. I mean, it's got a pretty good amount of side to see, yeah. But then, yeah, in and out is bad. So, all right, it's early in the morning. I was gonna try to dyno the fun truck, the plow truck, with the old turbo, which is dying. It's just starting to smoke more. So I was gonna dyno that and just basically just try to max it out before I put the Forced Induction's 88. But figured that guy wouldn't be here because Will needs to get, or got his car ready for Power Cruise, his Subaru. And I figured Fabio was going to be working late, but apparently he worked till 2 and then got here at before 8. So I don't know. Apparently I guess we're just going to do the turbo, and I'll do the water meth injection, switch the EGT gauge. Also got to do the valve cover, and okay, well, we'll see what happens. All right, so here's what we're working on today. So we're gonna do something cool. I got a new EGT gauge. The one I have in there, it only went up to 1500, and this one goes up to 1800, and it's digital. But the reason I got this one is because it has a 5-volt output. And so I went and also got AEM's water meth controller, and normally it uses like a 35 PSI internal map sensor, but this one actually works off a 5-volt signal. So I am taking the 5-volt signal off this and then hooking it to this. So basically my water methanol, I can set how high of EGTs I want it to start, and then how high EGTs until I want full flow. So I think it'll be, you know, a better setup. You know, if I'm towing, maybe I can run more water and then, you know, crank this number down. If I'm running a ton of methanol and I only want it to go on higher boost, I can crank this up. But yeah, so today we're gonna put this new EGT gauge in, get rid of my old one, put this controller in. We've already done the water methanol tank, which is back there. I think we made a video of it before. I can fill it through this right here, which is kind of cool. But yeah, and then we'll put on this 0 to 200 PSI pump. So this will actually feed the water methanol mix. Yeah, the last thing, we got this new valve cover. My truck, when it was going through the car wash, it has like a valve cover gasket under here that goes to the injectors. And there's 2 plugs for like 1, 2, 3 injectors, and 4, 5, 6. And 4, 5, and 6 always were getting codes after I went through the car wash. So I'm gonna replace, it's like basically a valve cover, and it has a wire harness that kind of goes under here. And then this also has a better breather system than the stock breather system. The stock breather system works through a tiny 3/8 hose. So we're gonna mount that, and then we'll mount this in the very back. We're kind of running out of space for where to put all the stuff. So we'll just run tubes to the very back, behind the back tires, so if it ever overflows, I don't lose traction. Also keeps it from smelling under the hood. So that is what we're working on. So yeah, as I suspected, you know, it doesn't have much. I mean, it's got a pretty good amount of side to see, yeah. But then, yeah, in and out is bad. So it's just, this turbo's gotten, I mean, look at that. So yeah, hopefully that's a big part of why this thing's just not making the power that it should, other than me not knowing how to tune and trying to figure it out on my own. But you know, the motor's so hot. I'm gonna see what the valves are hot. Like this one, what I would think is loose, but I don't know. I know you're not supposed to adjust them when they're hot, but I'm just gonna see how much they cool down. But we were worried this turbo, you know, it's like 0.65 longer, but it's longer in the front side, which is nice. Like we could almost use our old mount. Well, no, we couldn't because we'd have to lower it down. But we went to the sweet Maven mount that has an O-ring. We did have problems with that. This is a mount from a long time ago that occasionally would leak, and so we're gonna get rid of it. But yeah, this is a sweet turbo, 88 mil. Like this turbo with the turbine housing is lighter than just that without the turbine housing, because all this is cast iron and stuff. So yeah, this Forced Induction's turbo is pretty sweet. 88 mil ball bearing. Look at that billet ball bearing. Yeah, center section, and it's gonna be pretty sweet. So I was worried that we were gonna have to redesign my downpipe and my hood stack, but because of this billet center section, it's like 0.65 longer, but it looks like it's, I was expecting it to be pushed back, but it's actually pushed forward. So we do have to redesign this, which is good because originally this cover kind of had to go out and then in, and now it can go down and in. So that's gonna be better. So I'm placing my valve covers. So I set all my my tightest exhaust was 0.25 and it's still kind of hot. So I basically just set all my valves to 0.25, sorry, not a 1/4 inch. And then on the intake, I set them all to 0.015, and I'm just doing it at that because it is hot still. So yeah, because I just pulled this apart pretty quick. But all right, so I'm putting this D&J valve cover back on. It didn't have mounting for this. This is for my dipstick. So I just drilled a hole here, and tapped it. It also didn't have the crankcase pressure sensor, and I know people delete them, but you know, when you put aftermarket standalones in, like, you end up putting in a crankcase pressure sensor. So like the fact that this has one as an OEM, like, why delete that? I know people delete it because whatever, but it's a good way to tell if your motor's, you know, getting worn, you damage something, all that stuff. So all right, the other thing we're doing, this EFR turbo, we ordered the speed sensor and it actually plugs into where the OE whole set turbo speed sensor went. So we're hoping we can get turbo speed on the stock ECU, which will be really cool. I don't know if it goes off the blade count, so I don't know if the blade count's the same, but even if it isn't as the stock turbo, we can do some math and figure it out. At least we'll have data to play with and mess around with, and yeah, it'll be cool. Oh, look at how beautiful this looks. So this turbo, I think I had an 85 or an 80 on there. I think it's an 85, but I think I had a race cover, which is a smaller cover, and this is like the normal size cover. I don't know why I'm pretty sure the race cover is the smaller cover, but yeah, this thing just looks freaking gorgeous. So the valve cover's looking good. Ran that 3/4 hose. Got to run it to the back, but it's getting there. Just freaking beautiful. All right, well, I'm off to Carcraft for a little bit. Dang, I think he needs more shielding.
So the air comes in here, and then up into the hood, and then down.
Oh, that's crazy. See that? Comes in there. Apparently threw some ducting over there, and then in there.
Look at how long this car is.
It's called a boat. These are called boats. Well, I didn't feel like filming much, but big turbo's in. Got the Maven mount. Yeah, I got her early and didn't want to film what I did, but Fabio finished the Maven mount and the turbo setup. It looks beautiful. Got the valve cover done. Got my PCV lines ran to a catch can in the back. Water injection nozzle is right here. So I still got to hook up the controller, but you know, it's kind of a drag racer general thing, but I put my catch can back here. So then if anything blows up and it shoots a bunch of oil through the catch can, it will be in front of all, or behind all my tires. So yeah, I still got to get a coupler because this new turbo's 6 inches. My old intake pipe is 5, so this is 6, this is 5, but look at that beautiful billet housing. Whew, that is a gem.